What's up everybody and welcome to a brand new series. Today we are kicking off our Everton career mode here on the AJ3 Plays channel. I was thinking to myself, we need some extra content for you guys. We need some series and stuff. Thinking about doing some draft based videos, doing some other squads and things like that. But I thought, why not do an Everton career mode? Because a lot of you guys have been asking for it. So that is exactly what we're going to start off today. So I am a career mode noob. So please just bear that in mind. The last time I played career mode was in FIFA 14 or something like that, when I was living at my uni house and me and my housemates did a career mode as York City. Now, please don't let that put you off. We have been doing a little bit of testing. My stream's been helping me out. We know what we're doing, but it might just take me a little bit longer to do some things, but don't worry, it'll all get cut out of the video and it'll only be the stream who is subject to the pain of trying to show me what to do. So hopefully we're going to have fun. It's going to be really, really good fun, I hope. I am very excited to do it. We're going to try and keep it realistic. We are going to sign players that Everton will probably sign in real life. We're going to play the big games like the Derby, the Man City, Man U games, stuff like that. We're going to quick sim Brighton, Southampton, them ones. I know we did just lose to Southampton in real life. And for games like Leicester and Wolves and things like that, we'll probably do the interactive sim where we can watch along. And if we do need to jump in because you go 1-0 down, we'll be able to do that. But the idea is to make pretty snappy seasons, to be honest with you. I don't want to have this end up being a 100 episode long career mode. I want like episode 1 is going to be the transfer window. Episode 2 will be playing quick simming and playing quite a lot of games to get us up through December. Episode 3 will be the January transfer window and see what we need to improve in the squad. Episode 4 will be playing up towards the end of the season. Episode 5 will be the end of the season and the cup finals and stuff like that, etc, etc. You guys get the idea. The idea is for this to be a few seasons long, but only be like 12, 13 episodes, 10 to 15, something in that sort of region, where by the end of it, hopefully, we've signed some sick players. We have done all of the training properly, and all of our players are absolutely sick, the ones that are growing, and we end up winning the Champions League. So that is the end goal of this series. We're going to try and keep it semi-realistic. We aren't going to be giving ourselves loads of transfer budget and signing Mbappe and stuff like that. So I guess the first thing to do is to just jump in and create our manager. So we'll pick this dude as our base one, and probably the most important part of any career mode is the manager's name, which is why we've called ourselves Carlo Ancelotti. The better the pun, the better the manager. That's right. The other thing we need to do is make our Carlo not be dressed in trainers and a trackie. So let me go do that. I think I'll try and make it look like myself, but there's quite a lot of fiddling about here to do. So give me a second and I'll come back to you when I am looking like a tip-top Champions League winning manager. Right, there we go. We are looking good. We've got our blue suit pants on. We've got our brown shoes like Roberto Martinez, Bobby Brown shoes. Looks semi like me. I couldn't be bothered importing my face or doing too much about it. Gave him dark hair, bit of stubble. I've got my contact lenses in when I'm managing because unfortunately you can't have glasses on the game. But there we go. Carlo Ancelotti, Everton manager. Do you want medium domestic success, medium continental success, high brand exposure, low finances? That's always helpful when I want to revamp the squad. We're going to have to shift on a lot of players. And yeah, we're going to get cracking and jump straight into the transfer window. I think the first thing that I'm going to do when I jump in is set up this, actually, would be smart. I'm going to put it on world class, 6 minute, yes, yes, yes. We're going to put the negotiations on strict. I'm going to turn off international job offers because I don't really care about that. Financial takeover is disabled. We are going for realism. And other than that, we can just jump in. Very nice. The football is back. And Andy's career mode is kicking off. Very nice. Okay. I've got a little bit of a list, a little bit of a plan of what we want to do. Players that we want to shift on. Kind of like in real life, to be honest with you. Like Sigurdsson, Balassi, Tosun, Delph. Them sort of players that we want to get rid of. There's a few players for Everton that are, I mean, actually playing in real life. Actually, all right. Like, not amazing. If they were an ultimate team, they should probably be a silver. But they're bronze on career mode. I don't know. At the start of the game. It's like Branthwaite, for example, actually was playing for us at the end of last season. And he is 60 rated, I think. And then you've got like Nkunku, who played the other day, and he's like 61 or something stupid like that. So they probably need loaning out. We don't actually want to use them. And then we need to bring in some players. Like we need to sign a replacement for Seamus Coleman because he's getting on a little bit, etc, etc. So there is work to be done in this transfer window. We need to pick the easiest one of these, probably this one, and it offers the most transfer budget as well, prize money. So we'll hop into that. We're in the South America Continental Cup, which is beautiful. The transfer window is open, which is exactly what we want. We've got some youth academy players. The board wants us to sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old. Okay. And sign 4 players in your youth academy to the following positions. We need to score in away matches, sign a young player, qualify for the Champions League. Okay. Finish in a Champions League place, reach the last 16 of the FA Cup, and within 3 seasons increased the club's worth by 30%. I think that's easy work for Carlo Ancelotti. All right, that's not too bad. The main ones: qualify for the Champions League. I mean, qualify for the Champions League again. It's the 3rd one, and do decently in the FA Cup. Not too bad. What are the objectives that it wants? And the first thing we're going to take a look at is the youth squad. Now, it wants us to sign players to the youth squad, I think, done it by using the youth scouts rather than actually sign these players for our team. However, straight away, I'm looking at this guy and thinking, we're looking for a long-term successor for Seamus Coleman. This guy is 70, at minimum, his potential is 79, which is pretty bloody good, considering some of these are on like 54 and stuff like that. Potential to be 93, and he's a right back. So if we just pop him on a balance, which he's already on, developmental plan, and just leave him there for a season or so, he might actually be really good. Or we might be able to stick with just Coleman for this season, Kenny as backup, and then who knows what this guy's going to be like in a season or two. I'm not too sure. This, not too good, not too good. He looks like an interesting cam, and this guy looks like a potentially interesting striker. We've even got a goalie in there as well, which is an interesting one, because we are... One of our things is probably to replace Pickford. He didn't play against Newcastle in real life. Carlo has said that he's going to come back into the squad in real life. I'm not 100% convinced on him. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So anyway, we'll leave them on all balanced. We have got some scouting reports, which are probably going to be mental. Like, there's absolutely no way we're signing Pepe or Shaqiri or Aubameyang. Like, they are a little bit off their head. Lamella, no thank you. I don't really know what to do with this. We're going to set this up to find ourselves a goalie, a left back, a backup left back to Digne, a first choice goalie, a first choice right back, and I think a first choice right wing as well. Because if we go over to the squad and take a look at Everton's squad in Ultimate Team, not in Ultimate Team, in career mode and kickoff, stuff like that, we have James playing right wing. I think it'd probably be better suited to bring James to Gomez's position and just sign someone like Traore or Saw or Akone or someone like young with decent potential on this game. If we can splash the cash on one of them, that'd be really good. And then we've got Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, and one of them youngsters up front there. Like I said, Coleman getting on a bit, and we do need to sign a replacement. And then, to be honest, we mostly just need to go through and sort out who we want to keep in the team and who we want to shift on. So like Godfrey, he's going to be a quality backup. Holgate is actually going to play instead of Yerry Mina, so we'll bring him in. Sigurdsson we should probably sell and cash in on because he is 30. Bernard he's only 27 actually, but I'm not sure how much he's going to play. So what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to jump over to the squad hub, and I'm going to either list everyone for loan, for sale, or just lock them so that offers don't come in and be annoying for players that we don't actually want to sell. So once I've done that, I'll come back and update you guys on who we're looking to get rid of, who we're looking to loan out, and which players are locked and are staying. Right then, here we are. Let me run you guys through what we have done. We've got blocked offers on Holgate, Keane, Digne, Allen, Doucouré, Gomez, James, DCL, Richarlison, Tom Davies, Yerry Mina, Olsen because he's our backup goalie, Godfrey because we just signed him, and Jabaman because he could become a very good player. We have transfer listed Lossell, Delph, Sigurdsson, Balassi, Besic, Bernard, and we've put some of the young lads up for loan: João Virginia, Benagame, Anthony Gordon, Bramthwaite, etc, etc. And then any player that you've just seen that is not involved in any of them lists, such as Seamus Coleman. As much as I love him, he's like 31. If someone did come in for an offer, I'd probably accept it. Pickford, same again. We are going to look to try and sign a first choice goalie, and we can use Olsen as backup. So anyone else is sort of just, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if anyone makes an offer for them. And I think what we're going to do, rather than immediately go out and start bidding on players, because we've only got 47 million. We have got quite a lot of wage budget, actually. In fact, we've got a ridiculous amount of wage budget. We can maybe get that up to 50, 60 mil. So we could immediately go into the market, actually. Let's do that. Let's at least sort out my scouts and what I'm telling them to look for, because we've got these two available to send out, and we've got them looking for like a free kick specialist and stuff like that. I'm not bothered about that. Yes, we want a right midfielder, but we also want him to not be 50 years old. We want him to be first team quality. We want him to be promising. Okay, that's probably fair enough. And let's make it so that he's under 26 as well. So that'd be very, very helpful. So I'm going to sort these instructions out. We're going to get ourselves a right mid. We don't want a striker, so we can get rid of that. We want a goalkeeper. We want a first choice. Ideally world class, but that might be asking a little bit too much. I'm going to pop it on anyway and see what happens. Goalkeeper who can be up to, maybe it's like 29 because he's a goalie. And then we need a right back and a left back. Right back needs to be first choice quality, and left back needs to be just good enough to fill in if Digne gets injured, because Nkunku's only 6'3". So I'll sort them out, and we will also send out these two scouts to probably somewhere in Central Europe. Let's send one to Belgium, and let's send the other one to Holland or something like that. So Lewis, you're off to Holland, mate. Right, we've set up the main scout to actually scout the transfer market. We now need to set up a youth scout. I'm not sure how many seasons we're going to end up doing this, but maybe a playmaker, someone who in a few years could come in and start replacing Andre Gomez, James, stuff like that. Actually costs bank to send them out, right? We'll send them out for 6 months and see what he can find in Germany. So we need to sign ourselves some youth team players to do them objectives, basically, don't we? So that's what we're going to do there. We have set up our actual scouting to try and find us some players to sign, and we are just going to jump ahead a little bit in the calendar and see what happens, see who comes back, see who we find, see who we can sign, see what offers we get. So let's get skipping ahead a little bit and let's get this clock ticking down. We've got a friendly against Borussia Mönchengladbach, so let's skip to just before that. So the day before our first friendly game, Besic is buzzing that he's getting sold. Balassi's buzzing that we want to sell him. Sigurdsson is surprised, but he can't say he's unhappy. Okay, that's fine. Same goes for Delph. And all these guys are buzzing that they get to go on loan. Very nice. Very nice. Nothing in the offers or anything like that, though, or the scout. So I think we're just going to skip ahead. Like I said, when we go into the actual season, so for example, in today's episode, we've got a lot of stuff that we will probably be skipping. And then we might... There isn't actually any big games for us until we play United in October. Maybe Wolves would be one, but we've got a lot of games that I'll probably just quick sim through and hopefully get some decent results. And then the games like Wolves will probably interactive sim and maybe hop in. And then the United game, we might actually, well, we will actually play it as well. And it's when we play like, look this, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal. That's a bit of a crazy one. And then we've got some absolutely mental fixture run-ins here. Liverpool and City in the same week. And then we go into the January transfer window for another video as well. So there's lots and lots of stuff to do. So let's just get skipping ahead and see what sort of stuff we can get done. Let's skip past Mönchengladbach and up to the front of Inter. Okay, we got a nice 2-1 win against them. That is good. And have we got any offers or anything like that come in? Our scout has come back to us. Sorry to disappoint you, but there's no players in France. Wow, okay. Let's advance to the end of the week then. Probably get slapped by Inter. Yep, lost 2-0. Good, doesn't really matter. And see whether we can get some offers for some players in. See whether my scouts are actually going to start finding some players. So, someone's made an offer for Jonjo Kenny. An offer for Balassi, so that's an instant accept because we just want to get him gone. Ajax want to buy Jonjo Kenny. They've offered us 10.5 mil. I don't really know what to do, if I'm being honest with you. I'm going to say no. I'm going to block offers on Jonjo Kenny, actually, now that I think about it. And Tom Davies is suspended for a game. Classic Tom Davies. Good. Scouts, talk to me. Tell me that we've got somebody good that you've found. Right, we've got some right midfielders here, which we could be picking up. Mason Greenwood, that's not happening. Ferran Torres is also not going to happen. Ismail Assar is an absolute shout, actually. Let's get into scouting further. 49 million release clause. Holy moly. He don't look too bad. He don't look too bad. 81 million release clause and 70. Okay, that's maybe going a little bit too crazy. We'll scout this guy further. And we'll keep skipping through. What about actually? What about no goalies found? Kieran Tierney or Matthias Oliveira? Get me some more information on Oliveira. And right backs, Reece James and Emerson. 62 mil release clause. Surely we're not going to be able to sign Reece James from Chelsea. We can try. A 2-2 draw against... I'm not even sure what badge that is. But anyway, we're not really bothered about our preseason competition. I'm sure some of you guys are going to be watching this video, like season career mode players, absolutely fuming at me for not like negotiating for players and doing all stuff like that. There we go. In the light of the recent team's performance, they've given me an extra 2.2 million to spend. Very nice. Oh, we didn't reach the final. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's okay. We've sold Balassi, so there we go. We've got 3.2 mil extra to spend. And we've had an offer of 13.9 million for Bernard. They reckon he's worth 13.5. His market value should be between 13.6 and 20. I'm going to see whether my assistant manager can get us 17.5 for him. I'll keep you guys updated. Right, this is where it starts getting jazzy. We've got scouting reports for our potential new fullbacks and our potential right mids. So we need to work out who we want to start throwing offers about for. And we need to get some offers for our players as well, actually. Nobody's coming for Sigurdsson or Delph or anyone like that yet, which is kind of worrying. But what I'm going to do is we'll maybe jump ahead a little bit so that this doesn't get too long. And I'm going to start throwing down some offers and selling some players and stuff like that. And then I'll show you guys what we've been up to. Back to you guys in the video as I've been fiddling around with some stuff live on the stream. One thing we are going to do because I do want my players to grow, because Everton have got quite a decent talent of young players, and I know that if you don't actually go and do the drills originally, you end up just getting a D rating for them and never actually get better. It's very frustrating. I'm not going to put this in the videos, but I'm going to actually do it, and I just won't bore you guys by showing you me doing every single drill. But I can promise you that as we go through it, I will actually go through and do these training drills so that we get a decent rating in each one of them. And hopefully you guys, I'll keep you updated as we go through. Probably not this episode, because this is just going to be to the end of August. Oh, we've been skinned by Richarlison. Oh, he's just too good, isn't he? I won't show you guys in this episode probably every single time, but I'll keep you guys updated as we go through the series, I guess, as to how the players are getting on, who's progressing, who's been growing, who's turning into like a really, really good top-class talent. And basically, in order to do that, I need to do all these drills. So I'm going to try and stop getting skinned by Richarlison, who's apparently very good on world class. And yeah, I'll come back to you guys when we've got some transfer news and stuff for you. So here's one of the ones where I left them available because I wasn't sure what to do. Leicester City have come in to sign Seamus Coleman. They've offered me towards the top end of what they reckon his market value should be. So as much as it pains me to do it, I'm actually going to accept it. And we're going to try and shift on Seamus and use the money to sign Emerson. Right then, we've been doing some negotiating, and I'll just bring you guys up to speed. So, like I think I've already showed you, that Coleman came in, and then Coleman has gone with the offer. We then had an offer accepted for Sarr for 41 million. We sold Sigurdsson as well. And unfortunately, in these two guys, the right mid and Emerson, we couldn't reach a deal with them. And in hindsight, it was probably offering going a little bit too crazy to spend like 30 mil on a right back for Emerson, so that's fine. We've just had an offer for Lossell come in and Besic, we've just accepted. Unfortunately, Sarr, we weren't able to reach a contract agreement from him. I offered him up to 100 grand a week, and he said no, which is kind of crazy. So I'm not really sure that I wanted to sign him anyway. And then Bernard has gone too, giving us an extra 11.5 million. So if I jump over to here, we've actually got quite a lot of money to be spending now. So we've got almost 100 million. In fact, if we jiggled about the wage budget, we'd have 100 mil to spend. Looking at the squad, like I said, we need a right back. Ideally, we want a goalie, we need a back or left back, and we need a right wing. So I think the most important positions at the moment, because we've sold Coleman and because we don't really have a good right wing, is right back and right wing. In my head now, I'm thinking of Dama Traore, because when we were having a little play around in career mode and doing some tests and stuff like that, he was one of the ones that popped up in our scouting network. Right back, Emerson we couldn't sign, so we do need to find another one. We need to be a first choice one as well. And then this Windal guy, he actually looks pretty decent, and we're going to try and buy this guy as a backup left back. So it's ticking along. We're almost into August, so we've got over a month to sign some players, but I am going to go and manually search for a Dama Traore, because one of the things that I quite like this year is that with the training plans and stuff, you can actually make his weak foot get upgraded, which is kind of novel for someone who mostly just plays Ultimate Team. So if I can sign a Dama Traore and then get him to have like a really solid weak foot, I think that's a good shout. I think that's a very good shout. So that's what we're going to try and do. So I'm going to ask my scout to scout him, and I'm going to shortlist him, and then we're going to come back and see what they say. Right, we're into August, and we are starting to panic. The Premier League is about to start, and we haven't signed a single player. This is very worrying. So let's go back to our scouting report. So Stengs is an option. This guy, we couldn't come to an agreement with Villarreal. Sarr rejected us, which is always good. I don't think we've got a hope in hell of signing either of them two. It's not looking good on our search for a right midfielder, at least from that guy. We've got no world-class goalies come through, so maybe we should update that. Left backs, there's a few options. We're looking at Windal. And right backs, we are struggling. We're a little bit in the mud, if I'm going to be honest with you. We have been doing our training drills and getting A's and B's and stuff like that, so we can sim them and our players will actually grow. But it's starting to get a little bit dicey as to what is going to be going on with our signings, and we really, really need to get our skates into gear. So this is good. Windal is accepted, or rather AZ have accepted our offer for Windal. 18.5 million. That is good. That is a backup left back with potential to grow. We've got him for 18.5 million. I'm going to accept that offer. That is absolutely brilliant. And I'm going to delegate this out again. I'm not really sure whether I want to be putting him on 30k a week when he's only 20. So we'll offer him between 25 and 55. And things are things are starting to come through. Things are starting to come through. This is good. We've got a whole month, and we obviously have deadline day as well. Benagme's gone out on loan, which is good. And we sold on... Lossell actually went. Besic fell through. So we've got quite a lot of money. We've got over 100 mil to spend. We just need to get splashing the cash. Okay. Finally. Our first signing of the career mode. I mean, we're playing it kind of realistic. And we're not going too mental. We have just had another offer coming for Besic as well. So let me just quickly accept that. Windal, 4 years, 30k a week. Thank you very much, mate. Welcome to the squad. We have also just started our delegating of trying to sign Adama Traore at 22 million. So we'll see how that goes. However, we are rapidly approaching the first game of the Prem, which is against Southampton, who Everton have just lost to in real life, which is always good. Tosin, what are you saying, mate? You've been playing well lately. Feeling good. I hope it means I won't be on the bench against Southampton. Yes, you're obviously on the bench against Southampton, mate. Shut up. You're talking absolute rubbish. Okay. Did what's his face? Windal come into the squad? Is he there? Yes, he is. Okay, nice. Good. Get him onto the bench instead of Fabian Delph. Get Jabaman on the bench instead of... Ooh, Yeri? And I guess Godfrey's kind of a squad player at the moment. Tosin's our backup striker. Iwobi's our backup midfielder. Anthony Gordon needs to go out on loan. Delph's getting sold. All right, yeah. The squad's looking okay. Maybe a little bit thin, but we have got players that we still need to sign. Everyone else is looking pretty decent, and we should be able to get ourselves a result against Southampton. It's going to be one of the games that we quick sim. Because it is just Southampton, having just lost to Southampton in real life. But we beat them 1-0 with a goal from Calvert-Lewin in FIFA. So that's good. Good start to the season. Very nice. We've agreed a deal for Adama Traore for 41.9 million. Maybe slightly off the realism scale, but we're going to go for it. So we're going to accept that. And we're going to delegate again because I can't be bothered going through all of the things. He wants 100 grand a week. Adama, you're off your Troy, mate. We're going to start you off at 75, and I guess the most I'd pay is 125. Okay, we need to get some deals done. All right, let's get skipping ahead again. Let's pull this deal through, and let's find ourselves a right back as well. Here we go. 70. Oh wait, he accepted 75k. That was the lowest I offered him. Okay, maybe I'm a terrible manager, but who cares? We've signed Adama Traore to Everton. You love to see it. Okay, this is giving me a bit of a headache in terms of who goes on the bench and stuff like that, but it's a good thing to have as a manager. That's what they say in it. So James comes into centre mid. Adama comes into the squad. Andre Gomez comes in for Tom Davies on the bench. So what we need to do now, we need to go and set up the developmental plans, don't we? Especially for players such as Adama, whose weak foot we want to improve. So I will sort them out for all of them. I'm not going to run you guys through every single one of them, but Adama is a important one. So inverted winger boosts his weak foot. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll pop him on an inverted winger developmental plan. Hopefully get him some better finishing. And more importantly, boost that weak foot. Very nice. Right, the main ones we've done is put Calvert-Lewin on complete striker to boost his weak foot. Everyone else is kind of unbalanced. I changed James to advanced playmaker just because he's getting on a bit and it saves his dribbling, passing and shooting, which I think are his most important stats. And then I was tempted to put Mason Holgate on converting to right back, just because he used to play in there in real life, but I think we're going to try and sign one. We have got an abundance of centre-backs though. Holgate, Keane, Mina, Branthwaite, Godfrey. Branthwaite we want to send out on loan, so I suppose we got 4. That's okay. So they're sorted out. Everyone else is kind of just left unbalanced. Like I said, Adama's gone on to inverted to get a boost of his weak foot. We could try and get Richarlison to 5-star skills, actually. Let's try and get Richarlison to 5-star skills. That'd be fun. 5-star Richarlison. So that would be mobile striker. Yes, there we go. Pop that on there, and let's try and find ourselves a right back. Oh, look at me there. Look at me there holding up the shirt with Adama. You'll love to see it. Okay, we're coming up against Fulham in the league. This is again just going to be one that I'm going to quick sim. It should be a nice easy victory, to be honest, against Fulham the way they've been playing in real life. 2-2. Okay, boys, that is not what we like to see. I am not a happy manager. Traore is hoping to improve after his lackluster debut. I should think so, mate. I'm not an impressed manager after 2-2 to Fulham. Okay, as we rapidly approach transfer deadline day and Cenk Tosun goes out on loan, we've got Brentford in the first round of the EFL Cup. If we don't get a win in this one, I'm going to be so annoyed. Thank you. James in the 7th minute. Yeah, Ellis Sims is because Tosun's gone out on a 2-year loan. Sims is now our backup striker. So I have just adjusted the scouting to try and get us a decent striker. We have got Crystal Palace before deadline day, though. I've also reached an agreement with Milan. I went a little bit mental and offered for Donnarumma. I don't know if this is actually a good idea, though. We can buy him for 79 million. Is that realistic? I'm not really sure. Do we have 79 million? Absolutely not. So I guess we're going to have to say no. And I was just being a little bit silly and seeing what would happen. What we actually need to do is sign a backup striker. So, yeah. We're going to reject that one for Donnarumma. I was just being inquisitive. And then we will see after the Palace game what the scouts have thrown up for striker. And then we've got deadline day to try and do some deals. We might end up just going for some loans, you know, like bringing in a backup right back on loan, maybe Sabide or someone like that, and maybe just a backup striker, somebody like we were looking at in real life, like Milik or Dzeko or something like that. So first of all, let's jump into the Crystal Palace game and let's get that quick simmed, and hopefully we can actually get a win in the league for once. Yes, there we go. Very nice. A James hat-trick. That is what you'll love to see. Very nice. And again, once again, Ellis Sims coming on off the bench. We should probably go and adjust that actually and put Anthony Gordon onto the bench instead of Sims. But we need to get to deadline day. Someone's coming for Fabian Delph, which is good. We don't really have too much use for him. And it's an extra... In fact, we've had 2 people come in. Porto and Villarreal. I think, we've accepted both of them. He must have rejected Porto because that was a while ago. And we've got quite a lot of people going on as an international duty, which is absolutely fine. We need to sort out our squad, which is currently absolutely knackered because we haven't had a rest day. We will bring Anthony Gordon onto the bench instead of Ellis Sims. And other than that, we're not doing awful. We're not doing too bad. Like I said, we went a little bit mental. We offer for Donnarumma. But it's going to be a busy transfer deadline day for us tomorrow. First, we've got a bit of training. We'll quick sim it because we've got A's and all. Here we go. Deadline day, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the magic is going to happen. Is this another offer for Fabian Delph? Yeah, honestly, any of yous, just take him. I don't care. Southampton, go for it. Knock yourselves out. Have him. Right. It's squeaky bum time. It is very much squeaky bum time. We need a right back and we need a striker. We've come in with quite a few different right backs here. One of them is Sabide. One of them is Mazraoui, who could be an interesting one for the future. We got Conti from AC. He's a little bit old, but I suppose if we're just going to still just chill in there is Reece James. Dumfries could actually be a shout. Aguilar could be one just to bring in on loan, potentially, just for a bit of a backup. I suppose the same goes for Conti as well. Neither of them are particularly amazing. I'm going to try and buy Dumfries. I don't think we've got time to scout him. So I'm going to start at 15 mil. And I'm going to go up to 25, which would be half of my budget. Just to potentially have a backup option. I'm also going to try and buy... He's not for sale. He doesn't have any depth. Okay, I'm not going to try and buy that guy then. And we're definitely not going to buy Donnarumma. That was me just being silly. So, we need to find a backup striker. The scouts haven't come back with anything yet because we only just popped it on. We've only got a couple of hours. I'm not sure how likely anything is to happen in terms of scouting in the final hours of the transfer window. What's going on? Delph's gone. All right, Delph's gone. Dumfries has hit a roadblock. Our initial offer was too low, and that is not helpful. That is really not helpful on deadline day. We've got 50 mil to spend with a ridiculously large wage budget. If I adjust that down to here, it's like something actually reasonable. We've got 67 million to spend. I need a backup striker, and I need a first team fullback. Here's some backup strikers. Okay, I think at this point in... Oh, he's on loan. Oh, he's on loan from Espanyol. I really wanted to go for this guy, but we can't get him because he's going... Oh, right, all right. Probably best off going for this guy then. I don't think there's going to be enough time to scout him, is there? We just need to go straight in and just try and buy him. I'm going to do it myself. A young backup striker is what we're going for. Good to see you. Let's make a start. Okay. Offer a fee. I don't even know where to start. What do you reckon he's worth? 15 mil? What are you saying for 15 mil? I've got 52, mate. I've got a lot of money. Come on. That is not me either, is it? That is a ridiculous bug where everyone's manager defaults to that. They're happy with the terms. Oh, that was easy. Mate, I'm like the sickest... Oh, we're literally identical managers because of the bug. I'm such a good manager. Okay, easy. Straight in, 15 mil, bish, bash, bosh. Wages. Okay, I'm going to delegate these. He doesn't need that much money a week, does he? What did the last guy go on to? Like 30k? We'll start him at 20. We'll pay him a maximum of 45. Delegate that. Let's find ourselves a right back. Do you know what? I'm going to go for Aguilar. Never mind the other Monaco right back who we had last season. We're going to try and sign Aguilar on a permanent. We're going to skip the cutscenes because, you know, manager bug. We both look silly. What should we do then? Should we start at 15 mil again? He's a bit older, isn't he? He's probably a bit more valuable to their team. Let's go 20. That's reasonable again. Oh my god. Oh, this is well easy. People in my chat were telling me that if I delegate the actual negotiating of the contract, it might take too long and not be done by the deadline day. So I'm going to say that he is important. Is he going to play ahead of Kenny? Yeah, he's an important player. And we'll give you, not $1 million a week, that's mental. I'll give you 45k a week. 46 with a 430 sign-on bonus. I'll give you more of a bonus for playing 15 games, but less per week. That's our final offer. Oh god, Andy Charlotti's gone in, hasn't he? Not good enough, my client won't agree. You've just said 46 and now you want 47? Wait, but he doesn't actually want that much in bonuses. Oh, do you know what? It's deadline day, innit? He's got me by the scruff of the neck. I'll take it, mate. If Mao Leader gets sorted out, I'd say that has been a successful transfer window, to be honest with you. Nothing crazy, nothing mental. We've got loads of transfer budget left, actually. So we could even go for somebody else. I did want to sign a keeper, didn't I? But nobody come in for Pickford, and no one really got scouted. That was particularly good. So I guess let's just see what happens with the rest of the window. And we'll round off this first episode. I hope this has been... There you go. There's Aguilar coming to Everton for 20 mil. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good business. We just need to pray that the contract goes through. Yes, 20k a week. Lovely. All right, that's good business. That's good business. So we brought in Windal, Traore, Malouda, and Aguilar. The only thing we didn't get was a goalie. But I guess Pickford's actually quite good as a goalie on Ultimate Team. Not on Ultimate Team, on career mode, as opposed to on Ultimate Team, as opposed to in real life. We got 29 mil profit, which is kind of good. I think we've actually come ahead with a reasonably upgraded team. How we'll actually get on and whether we'll actually qualify for the Champions League, I am not sure. Aguilar is 78 rated as opposed to the 76 of John Joe Kenny. We've got Godfrey chilling in the reserves. We've got Davies and Kenny and this backup striker. He's only 69 rated, actually, but hopefully he will grow. And then we're not looking too bad. I guess the only thing we could have done is, like I said, sign a goalie. But otherwise, I'm reasonably pleased with how that has gone. I'm going to imagine nothing mental is going to happen in the last 6 hours of people coming in to try and buy our players. If I hadn't blocked... There you go. There's the other guy coming in. If we hadn't blocked offers for like Richarlison and Digne and stuff like that, I'm sure we could have ended up with hundreds of millions to spend and gone properly crazy. But I wanted to keep this kind of realistic-ish. So that is going to be our first episode. We can see what happens. We can see if we get any injuries, what's going to go on with who's playing, who's doing well, who's not performing, all that sort of stuff. And we've got some money left to spend in January if we really need to, if we need to come in and shake up the team, if it's really not going well. I think I'm going to leave this episode there. I won Manager of the Month. I won Manager of the Month. What's that do? We drew 2 games. I mean, thank you. I just want to say a massive thank you to my scouts for the wonderful work that we've put in this transfer window, to the players for grinding out them draws against subpar opposition. And I am massively, massively grateful to accept this award. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, I don't know what's gone on there. That's okay, fine. The transfer window's closed. We've got updated reports. These are the youth players, aren't they? They're all still very stinky, but this guy could end up being pretty good. He's got 5-star weak foot, so we'll keep an eye on him. I feel like that's a good end. Here's some potential players to sign for our youth squad as well. Wait, is this guy currently... This guy's currently 50 to 60. Could be up to 90 potential. Okay, so we need to get some of these signed up. That is something to do in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1. It's going to be a little bit crazy. Like I said, this is the first time that I've ever done a career mode, so cut me a bit of slack. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was probably a little bit chopping around and stuff like that, but fingers crossed it has come out in the edit enjoyable for you guys. If it has, drop a like, subscribe to this channel. There's going to be loads more content, and I'll see you guys soon for episode number 2.